Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at XRP. Before we jump into the analysis, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and why not leave us some feedback down below. Okay, so there's a few things we need to talk about within this structure, and we're still looking at, I don't want to write it off yet. It is still a possibility that we could be still looking for this C wave to the upside here and potentially looking for this as a WXY pattern. We're sort of encountering some resistance on this 50% of this channel line here, and it'll be interesting to see whether we can manage to hold above it. If we do manage to hold above it, there is a potential that we could actually be looking for a bigger move to the upside here, though we also need to be careful because the structure in itself within this move is not great at the moment. We haven't managed to move back above this high point here of this area here, this 41.94, and ideally, and until we actually break back above this 55.90, it is possible we can always look for further extension within this move. So we just got to give it a bit of time here and not flip too bullish too quickly, in my opinion, because we do have some potential for some downside still to come here. So if the chart starts to give us some more indications, and what I'd be meaning by that is, what I would want to see within this move is either for this to move up more here for this wave 3, or alternatively for us to break down again, find support potentially above these highs here, and then look to progress in that next structure to the upside. That would give me more confidence. So that would be looking at this as a 1-2-1-2, and then I'd be looking for that 5-wave move potentially to the upside. However, until we actually get that play out, we need to bear in mind this can always break down, because at the moment we just have a 3-wave move, and what 3-wave moves are corrective moves. And when we get a corrective move, it means it's counter trend. So that means that we're going to continue in the trend direction after the corrective move has completed. So this is just something we need to bear in mind. So it is possible, like I said, we could be setting up for the C wave. However, we also could be doing, if I do have a look at this, I don't really like this count as much, but it is still technically possible. We could actually have a 4th wave playing out here, and this is the zone we're looking to target out with as this 4th wave. The thing is, within this, what we would be looking for is effectively the, I wouldn't want this structure to be a zigzag like it is now. I'd want it to actually progress into something else if this is going to be the case, because I'd want to see a different structure play out here, whether it would be a triangle or basically we come back down and we form a bigger corrective structure in this 4th wave location. I'm not very happy with its current structure as a zigzag if it's going to be compared with this. So this is sort of a lower probability thing, but if we do actually start to break down here in a 5-wave move, my first target zone would be this 28.43 to this 25.99, because this is basically where I'd be looking for as a sort of zone that we could look to travel if it's a 5th wave. So if we do actually start to break down, this would be the immediate zone I'd be looking out for. Alternatively, though, we do have a different count which actually puts us lower down, and what they would be looking for is basically looking at this looking at this X wave rather completed here, and that we could be actually forming an A, B, and a C to the downside. So within the structure, what we'd be looking for is potentially something like this, where we look at this structure slightly differently, and we can actually look at it into this low point here, and we look at this as an A wave into here. This is a A to the upside, a B to the downside, and then looking for a 5-wave move to play out here for the C wave. So this is why I'm saying, even if we do get a 5-wave move here, I won't be 100% convinced until we actually get that breakdown, or we actually start to move up above some of these high points. Once we start to break some of those, then it's possible that we could actually look to progress to the downside. Though this is a rejection zone that I've got marked out here for this move, and basically what this would be looking for, if I just turn the WXY off now so that there's less on the screen, what we'd be looking for is potential that this is an A, looking for this as a flat into this zone as a C wave, and then looking to actually break down again for this C wave to the downside. So it depends exactly how high we go with this, but if we did move back up and sort of set a double top here at this 50%, it would be retesting some of these zones here as well. So it is possible we have a little bit more in the tank here. We're going to go into the micro moves shortly, but would be looking for that potential to actually move down towards this 23.75 at a 1-to-1. So we need to just bear all of these things in mind when we're looking at these counts. So I'm going to turn all of this off now, and we're going to come back into this move. I'm going to come down here into the hourly, and let's adjust this. So what we were talking about previously within this is we were looking for the potential that we could be looking for a break to the upside here. So for the most part, this is still valid. The structure isn't really great at the moment, though. I'd want to see another push to the upside here. And the way we'd have to count it so far is that potentially this is a 1, 2, it's be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 4 and a 5 to the upside. So we'd be looking for that potential of effectively having a another wave within this, where this is a 1, 2, all of this to here is a 3, and then we'd be looking for that fifth wave to the upside, though it is starting to get quite big now. So I wouldn't want to get too much bigger than it already is. And if we did start to break to the upside, what we'd be looking for is the potential that we have. This is an A, this is a B, this is a C. So this could be a completed ABC move down into this low point. And for as long as we hold this point of this 37.77, it's possible we could be setting up to move up for this fifth wave. Though it is also possible that we look to break down from here. If we look at the move slightly differently, we can potentially count this as a 5-wave move into this point, where we'd have to look at this then as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and then a 5 into here. And then basically what that would do is that would bring our third wave here, and we'd have a truncated fifth within this third wave, and then we could look at this as a completed 5-wave move here. So if we don't manage to hold this zone and manage to push up, what I'd be looking for then is basically this zone here. Now this would be the sort of the last zone of support that I'd be looking for if we're looking for a bullish potential here. Is we wouldn't want to move down past this 0.786. That would be a maximum zone that we want to move down to, and I want to actually see this thing find support in this area. So the 618 is an interesting zone. So that was over here at this 3590, and then sort of the lower end of the spectrum is down here at this 3464 range. So this would be a zone we could actually look to pull back into. So like I was talking about when we were looking at the zoomed out area, we could look at this potentially as a 1, 2. This becomes a 1, 2, and then we look to progress to the upside. However, if we do just start to progress from within here, it's possible that we have some extensions within these waves that aren't apparent at the moment, or we are still within this fourth wave, like I said, and we're actually going to look to break to the upside. Invalidation of this fourth wave, as we have it shown here, would basically come from dropping below this point here of this 34.64, and what we'd be then looking for is actually this to have just been an ABC pattern to the upside, and then we could be looking at a bigger correction effectively. If we fail to develop a 5-wave move to the upside, and ideally I want to move past this 4334 zone, what we could then have rather is the fact that we just formed this as a B and a C wave, and then we could actually break down to form some other kind of structure. So what we'd be looking for is that as an A, B, and a C to the downside. If that's the case, then our support zone would be slightly different. I can actually get rid of this box now because I don't need that one anymore, and I'm going to do this box a different color here. What we'd be looking for then is basically looking to come actually deeper into the zone. So this 50% would be here at this 3502, and then looking for basically anywhere between there and the 786 as a maximum. The 0.618 also is an interesting zone here, looking at some previous support areas. So if we do move down in a bigger ABC pattern here, this could be a little area we look to push into if we look to invalidate that this other potential. If we lose this low point here of this 3313, it would become unlikely that that we're actually within a 5-wave move here, but only really by crossing below this 30-cent range would be confirm this, because we could then argue that we have this as a 1, 2, potentially 3 into here, 4 and 5, even though we haven't met this impulsive trigger. So the most important thing here is whether we get another push to the upside. If we get another push to the upside from this zone, we can argue that either we're still within this third wave, or potentially this third wave is here and it's just actually a 5-wave move where this third wave hasn't reached this 1.618. It is common for it to reach it, so ideally we want to see it hit. If it doesn't, though, it doesn't mean it's invalidated, and like I said, it could also just mean that this becomes a 1 2 1 2, and then we're actually setting up for a bigger move. If we do set up for a bigger move like that, then it is possible we could be looking to move up and try and test this top channel line again. And what we'd want to see is that confirmation, though, of that. Like I said, at the moment we don't have enough confirmation, especially with this current structure we have. Breaking back above these high points, like I said, of this 41.93 would give us a bit more confidence that we aren't extending, but effectively until we actually cross back above this area here of this 5489 and this 5585 area, we just have to be aware we could still look to break down from here. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave the video there. There isn't much to tell, really. We need to see how we react from here, whether we get that fifth, whether we break down and find support in this zone, or whether we actually just start to break down more here. If we're looking to break down more, what I'd be cautious of from our current position, because of how this structure's played out so far, if we move past this 1.618, so this 3559 in a 5-wave move, what we'd then have to be careful of is the fact that we could have this as a 1-2 and then we look to break down. So that's an area I'd be sort of watching out for as well. If we break down with 5-wave structure into this zone, then it's possible we can look at this as a 1-2 and then basically looking for that third, fourth, and a fifth. But if we get a 5-wave move to the downside, we would then have to look at the potential of actually this starting to make that move down in that 5th wave target zone that we talked about earlier in the video. So just go back if you need to see more about that. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day and really appreciate you guys watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback below. We're always interested to hear from you guys. So whatever it is, whether you think the bottom's in or just some coins you're interested in, let us know what you want to see videos on as well. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a great day. We'll see each other in the next one. Take care out there, everyone.